This is so funny because we have an ice cream truck going past, and he's not going to stop. He's playing O Sole Mio, which is hilarious. He stopped, right? You might not have been able to hear it.
No, I didn't.
Sorry, everyone. That's the perils of working from home, not having a studio somewhere really quiet. It's Mark Walmsley. I'm the Arts and Culture Network founder and director, and I'm joined by Rahti, who we're going to do a hot potato. I haven't done this way before, and Rahti has no idea what to expect, but I'm going to give Rahti a challenge, a client-based challenge, because Rahti is an extremely empathetic coach, and she will be able to come up with a solution, I hope. So the hot potato is coming over.
I'm ready. Yeah. I'm ready. Actually,
so can you hear O Sole Mio still?
No.
Good. That's the noise suppression working. Sorry. I'd like you to assume that you've been approached by a female freelance theatre director. Okay. She's in her late 20s, early 30s. Mm-hmm. And she's found herself in a bit of a pickle because she's taken on far too much. And she's looking at a period where she's not going to be able to do all of the things she has committed herself to. And she's riddled with guilt that she's got to try and find a way out of that, because if she was juggling balls, she would be struggling to keep 5 balls in the air and someone's trying to throw her 6th. Mm-hmm. And all the projects she's accepted have merit. Some are paid better than others, but she just needs some help getting through the weeds and deciding which 1 or 2 projects it would be best for her to drop. Okay, and she's come to you. She's been recommended by a colleague, and she's booked some sessions with you to help her get through this, so that and it's Monday morning, and by the end of the week, she needs to let people know what's going on. But she knows it's increasingly apparent she won't be able to do her best work across all of the projects. Nice problem to have if you're in demand, but it's gone too far. Right. Over to you, Rahti.
Okay. Well, I don't know if she's in session or not with me. Is she in session or is this on her own? Let me just clarify that.
This is the first meeting she's had with you.
Okay. First meeting.
She's and she's booked a session with you and paid for it.
But you're talking to I'm talking to her, or is she on her own? I'm sorry, Mark. I just
just tell me what you would advise her.
Okay.
Do a little alternate nostril breathing here.
All right. Well, number 1, that would be the first thing I would say. Stop. Do some breathing. Do what I just did.
Yeah.
Whatever relaxation that will quiet down your amygdala so that you can access your prefrontal cortex, which is the center of adult decision-making, and it is not based in fight, flight, fear, or fawn. So really relax. 2, it would be an opportunity for her to get in touch with what matters now. In other words, make a list of values. What matters to her now? Is it working with people that excite her? Is it the money? Does she need the dollars? Is this going to up her reputation in some way? Whatever her values are, is it about something she believes in? Just list, this is the work, would be to list the values and then rank the projects according to how well they align with her values. And I guess 3, she would have her cut list, and maybe she would need to bookend this with an accountability buddy, but she would pick up the phone and make her apologies to the ones that she cannot say yes to, because as Richard Branson once said, every yes must be defended by 1,000 no's. So in a nutshell, that would be the process.
Love that. So I love threes because I'm simple and they're simple. So
Yes.
one would be stop and breathe and relax so that you can create a space in which to assess what you need so that you can start the process of making a safe decision. And then
That's right.
second stage would be to list the projects that that are on your desk in line with your values,
That's right.
whatever those might be.
Mhm.
And I imagine in a session with you, you'd be able to help somebody find those values and understand them for themselves.
Yes.
And then act on that and just do it, because I love that. I think that's great. Did the last time we spoke, I had a similar decision-making process. May I share it with you?
Yes, please.
It's 3 questions, and if you can't answer yes to all 3 questions, you're not making a good decision. And it's actually very close to what you just described. So we're clearly thinking on the same page, but it's the first question is, am I addressing the real need? I might want jam, but you need bread. That kind of question. The second question is, have I informed myself of all of the options? Because many of us are binary decision makers. It's either that way or that way. And often there's a third way. But most of us are not very good at seeing that third way. I'm not. My wife is. I'm not. And then the third question is, have I thought through all of those options to their logical conclusion? So I enjoy using that one, and that jives really nicely with yours, because one of the things that I imagine you would do in that session with this lady would be, okay, what is the comparative damage between saying yes and no to these people? You know, and then thinking, so for example, if you were worried about we're getting quite practical now, but if you were saying no to the pilot of a series that could do 14 seasons with you in it, for example, if you were an actor, that might be a bigger long-term, it might be an easy no at the start because it's only a pilot, but you might be missing a huge amount of opportunity beyond there. So it's a dilemma, but I think that's great. I think that was really good. So that was our hot potato.
Yes, yes. I mean, my process, I think I would encourage people to be a little, some people are cognitive processors. And so laying it out intellectually, the way you have said, makes perfect sense for them. Other people need to stop thinking and get in touch with just their intuition and knowing, and keep it just very, very, very simple. So, that's another thing as a coach I need to get to know in a client quickly is how do they learn and how do they best function? Some people are visual, some people are verbal, some people are kinesthetic, and they got to get in their body and they need to take a walk to figure out their values and think about this.
Love that. You've done a brilliant job with that. You had no warning, and that was you improvising around a theme by Mark. There we go.
Thank you. It was fun.
That was fun. That was great. So Rahti, thank you so much. We'll be talking more, but in the meantime, thank you for doing my hot potato.
Well, it was, thank you for throwing it at me.